Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update from Madeline Island in northern Wisconsin on the North Shore. We're looking over there somewhere in the background is Washington Island, and we're on the northern end. And the reason we're up here with the Native News Update and IndianCountryTV.com is the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act. People also known as TIPOs in many communities are meeting up here. And they're talking about issues having to do with this historic site. This is part of the Madeline Island and Northern Tip is reserved land for the La Pointe Band, also Bad River, and certainly descendancy and ancestry in many of the Great Lakes tribes, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. And the people here are here to talk about how to deal with the repatriation, preservation, and education of people having to do with burial grounds, burial mounds, sacred sites, sacred objects, significant sites of historic significance, and how to help educate the public and the legislature about trying to preserve those artifacts and cultural, intellectual rights that Native people still retain. The Anishinaabe or Ojibwe, who were here for several 100 years, certainly maybe thousands as well. And so as those discussions go on, and we're going to bring you more in the near future, we'd like to take you to Winona LeDuc, who was here a couple weeks ago for her birthday, and the Honor the Earth Foundation. She had a message about water.
Hello out there, Anine. Is that better? Can you hear me okay? I just want to thank you all for coming around for the birthday party. I think this is my 5th or 6th year having the Honor the Earth benefit here. I'm very thankful to the staff and wonderful people here at Tommy's Burn Down, and to all of you for coming. And tonight I wanted to recognize, I don't know if the Bad River Tribal Council is still in the house or if they left. There we are. Hello, thank you again for coming out, Bad River. I know that there's some Red Cliff people here. I saw LCO a little while ago. Where's the Lakota Ray people? They're hiding over there as well. They're slinking through the bar. And White Earth Reservation, that is where I'm from. For those of you who do not know, there's about 5 of us here. So thanks to my community who came, and for all of you from Minneapolis or from the island who come, and Dinah and Tim and everybody and Scooter who supports us. Everybody, thank you for coming out. I know that most of you may not know much about me or about our organization. I just thought I'd say a few words, and then Honor the Earth is about a 20-year-old Native American-led environmental organization. We've given about $3 million away to grassroots Native American environmental organizations across the country. That's what we do. We help people fight bad things. I've wandered pretty much across the Western Hemisphere. We've been up to Cordova, Alaska, because we don't think the Exxon Valdez should get away without cleaning up their mess. Been down to Chiapas because we think that women shouldn't have to wear face masks when they walk around their communities. Been out to the east in the Penobscot River, where people are living with PCB contamination from paper mills, and help people fight dam projects and coal strip mines, and watch communities stand up and say, no, you can't put nuclear waste here, and win. And I just want to say that to y'all, because it turns out if you don't fight, if you don't put up a fight, you don't have a shot. If you don't speak up, you don't have a shot. They will roll over you, but if you fight, you can win. And I spent most of my life fighting a lot of bad ideas. I don't fight them just because they're environmentally bad. I fight them because they're economically a really stupid way to spend this country's assets and resources, whether it's the tar sands or big mines. And so as I reflected on what I wanted to talk to you all about tonight, I thought about where we are today, and I think a lot of you know. You know, we're at this place, whether it is 2012 or in our prophecies as Anishinaabe people, they talk about this as the time of the 7th fire. When they say we as Anishinaabe people, a lot of things happen to us. This Omaha King, this land here, they call us Anishinaabe King, and this is our most sacred island here. This Madeline Island is our sacred island. But they said in this time here that there would be 2 paths ahead of us, to Mikana. One path would be well-worn, but it would be scorched. The other path would not be well-worn, and it would be green. And it would be our choice upon which path to embark. And I think that's, I know that's our story as Anishinaabe people, but I'm pretty darn sure that's where America is. I think that in the world this year, I think we busted 300,000 weather records. Too hot or too cold, too much ice or too much wind or too much flooding in Duluth maybe, huh? I'm thinking we've combusted ourselves close to the edge of oblivion. You got 100,000 chemicals out there in the environment, plus a whole bunch more they want to put in with fracking that we cannot pronounce. And it turns out they are not making any new water, unless you count the melting of the icebergs. You know, the same water is here now as the water that dinosaurs had here. And this is the biggest water that is around right here. Yuchigumi, this sacred lake. This sacred lake here, Lake Superior. So we are these people that can do the right thing. Change is not made by a social change fairy. There's nobody who's going to save us but us. And it turns out that those generations that have not yet to come, whether they have wings or fins or roots or paws, they count on us to do the right thing. So there are big mines that they're trying to put in this whole region. You know, hats off to all you in Wisconsin for this victory on the Pinocchio mine. You guys are some tough guys over here. You're a very tough bunch. And there's a really amazing, one thing I always am proud of when I come to Wisconsin is the Multiracial Alliance to Defeat Stupidity. It's awesome. You know? It's been going on for 30 years or so, and there's a good reason why Wisconsin was called the hardest place in the world to put in a mine by the World Mining Journal a few years back. You guys got to keep it up, man. It's something to be proud of. To say, no, you cannot poison our water. You got other mines they're looking at. I know Jessica, raise your hand, Jessica, over there. From Keweenaw Bay, Indian community. I didn't even recognize that community, but they're here and they're fighting some big mines, Eagle Rock Mine, Orvana Mine, which also affects Bad River. Help these people out. You know, these are not mines that should go in. No mine should be going in up here in these lakes. You know? And been up in northern Minnesota, we have the same thing in the boundary waters. There's something that should not be messed with, like the boundary waters. You know, there's a reason it's protected, and I'd like to be able to still go up there with my family and drink the water. That's awesome. That there's places in this world that you can still drink the water out of a lake. And I don't think any mining company has any entitlement to that water. So, you know, I just want to come and share some of that with you. We got some literature, my organization's here, but you all know what to do, whether it's at the legislature, but voting, it turns out, is not just enough. You know, you got to be active, you got to testify, you got to petition, you got to stand up, and you got to say no. And besides saying no, it's really important to say what is right. And I think no matter where we come from, we all agree on some basic things, like you should be able to eat the food. It should hopefully be local and not genetically engineered. Simple, you know? Like to know where my food comes from, like to feel safe with it. I think we all agree that we probably should quit with some big things like nuclear power. If you don't know what to do with the poisons, don't make them. Get local, get more efficient, you know? Where's my Lisa? Where's Lisa Daniels? She's someplace over here, my birthday sister, same birthday as me. She's from the, there she goes, industry here. Come up here, my girl. We have exactly the same, we have different parents, but the same birthday. She's my birthday sister. Anyway, she's from Windustry, and she works with me on renewable energy. This is an example. Did you ever notice how windy it is up here? We think, good idea, wind turbines. And we went all the way over to Germany, her and me, to get smarter about wind turbines, wind turbine and Germans. And what we realized is that those guys are about 25 years ahead of us. You know, all of Europe, 25 at least, huh?
At least 25.
30 years ahead of us. I just feel dumb. You know, biggest energy market in the world, and we cannot even get a turbine up over here, you know? And you know, when you put up a wind turbine, you know what you get to say? You get to say we had an erection party. Isn't that great? You get to have an erection. It's so great when you put up a wind turbine. Come on, we're Americans. We like those things. Anyway,
That's right. That's true, isn't it?
and we get to say that because we're of that vintage. But we all believe we should have good energy. We all believe we should have clean food, and I bet everybody here believes that we have some responsibility for the generations that didn't yet come. You know, Because the truth is that they are counting on us. And from what I know, they say, you know, if everybody want to live like Americans, it'd take 5 more planets. I'm pretty sure there ain't 5 more planets for us. So how about we just take care of this one? You know, that seems like a good thing to do. So honor the earth. Honor the earth. Thanks so much, Spider John Curtis coming up now. Thanks, Scooter. Enjoy your evening and tip everybody well and enjoy yourselves. Be good.
Happy birthday!
And from Muniwanakaning, I think I got that somewhat right, that Ojibwe word. It's been another edition of the Native News Update. Thanks for joining with us. We say miigwech. I've been your host, Paul Domain.